Hey guys, so for today's video, I created this smoky, glam, kind of warm-toned eyeshadow look, and I used the new Melt Cosmetics Dark Matter eyeshadow palette. So years ago, Melt Cosmetics sold their eyeshadows in these stacks, and they're so freaking cool. So I do have the Dark Matter stack. I also have the Rust stack as well, just kind of all mixed in here, and like this is so cute and so fun. But they created the Dark Matter stack into a palette, so I kind of bought this like right away, but I think it's so cute. This is a gorgeous neutral palette that kind of leans more on the smokier, adds a lot of depth side, so if you like that, you would probably love this palette. I love their formula, so I had to pick this up. So if you want to see how I got this eye look, go and keep on watching. But before we get started, this video is kindly sponsored by Native. I'm super excited to be working with Native on this video because they came out with these deodorant and body sprays. So I've been trying these out for a few weeks now, and I gotta say, this might be my favorite product from Native, and it's also my first time trying a spray deodorant. So these sprays are paraben-free, aluminum-free, vegan, and cruelty-free, and they're made with just 6 ingredients, including nitrogen, which is an ozone-friendly natural propellant. And these sprays come in all of the classic Native scents, including coconut and vanilla, cucumber and mint, eucalyptus and mint, lilac and white tea, sea salt and cedar, and sweet peach and nectar. Let me tell you about the 3 fragrances that I picked out. So first we have the sweet peach and nectar, and this smells exactly how you would expect it to smell. It's so fruity and sweet. So I'm gonna spray a little bit on my arm. You can see it's a nice clear mist, and it is just delicious peach. Like, I just want to eat it. I love peach scents. So I like to use this smell on days I'm feeling a little more girly, a little more playful, and I want to smell sweet and peachy. And then we have coconut and vanilla, which to me is like the classic Native scent. Like, I've tried the deodorant in the scent, I've tried the body wash in the scent. Like, it's just a good one that I feel like works for everyone. Give this one a quick spray. Oh, I just love this one. I love this one as an all-over body spray right before the gym because it does double as a body spray. And then the last scent I have, which might be my favorite out of the 3, is the sea salt and cedar. I am wearing this one today as my deodorant. You just spray it on like that. Super easy to apply, and it does not stain your clothes, doesn't leave any white or yellow residue. It's just so easy to apply. I like to wear it as a deodorant or as an all-over spray, and I like this one because it's a little more unisex to me, and I like smells like that. I am so happy that Native is expanding their product range, and don't forget they also have their body washes, their body lotions, and then their plastic-free deodorant. So if you want to check out these new deodorant and body sprays or anything else from Native, the code BRIGHT4 will save you 20% off your first purchase. Thank you again to Native for sponsoring this part of the video. Now let's get into this eyeshadow tutorial. Here is a quick look at what the palette looks like. I love the black packaging. It's actually like kind of raised and kind of textured and soft up here, but I just love this like mysterious kind of vibe. I haven't touched these shades at all yet, but I gotta say, my first impression when I saw this, I was like, why is there so much space in between the pans? And I feel like a lot of people kind of had that first impression, so I feel like there's a little bit of wasted space, but nonetheless the shades are beautiful inside. I did put a little bit of concealer on my eyelids, so I'm just gonna pat that out really quick. And then I'm going to apply the Urban Decay primer potion. I've just been kind of switching up my eye primers recently, just kind of using whatever I have. I've been using this one, the Essence one, the Rare Beauty one. Just switching things up a bit. I'm blending that out with the Beauty A506 brush. And I am going to set that with a little bit of powder. I'm just using my Kosas Cloud Set powder. I'm mostly just kind of setting my crease area because that's where I'll be doing most of the blending. All right, let's just zoom in on one eye. Why not? So I already know I'm going to do a lot of blending today and just building up shades to get a really like perfect blend. So a lot of blending for today. I'm going to start with this shade right here on a Sigma E35. I'm going to start by blending that in my crease. Kind of funny, as soon as I saw this palette online, something in me was like, I need to have this palette. Like, normally I'm not like that with new palette launches. I can kind of like take a step back, be like, oh, I have things that are similar, but I just loved the Dark Matter stack so much, and I love that they made a palette of that. So I just had to pick this up. Also because I do still have the Dark Matter stack, but obviously the formula is so old, and I can kind of tell like when I touch it, the formula does feel kind of dry, so I'm excited to have those shades in this new palette layout. This shade is blending beautifully. Now I'm going to take this lightest matte shade in the palette, and I'm using that to blend around the edges of the first shade. There are shade names on the back of the palette, but I just find it kind of annoying when brands do that. Like, especially in this case, like you have so much room. Why didn't you put the shade names below the shades? That's just me being super nitpicky. I'm going in with a smaller blending brush. This is a Sigma E25, and I'm taking this more medium brown matte shade. And I'm gonna start by lightly packing that on my outer lid and bringing it into my outer crease. Honestly, this look is not gonna be anything new or revolutionary. Like, it's a neutral, kind of smoky leaning palette. So you've definitely seen this look, especially from me, but you know, it's what I want to do today. I don't know if I said this yet, but I am going wine tasting with my mom tonight, so I want my makeup to look on point. Kind of doing it as like a late Mother's Day gift to her. Wow, this shade is applying and blending beautifully. This palette gives me such like 2016 vibes because it does lean a little more warm tone. So just like this warm tone, matte, kind of smoky eye. Just brings back memories, you know? All right, everything on the lid is looking really good so far. I'm gonna swatch these first three kind of shimmery shades to see what I'm working with. I know I don't want to use either of these two today. Definitely want to keep it more neutrally. Okay, I swatched these way out of order. I don't know why. This is the very first shade, so it's kind of like a satiny almost. It's not as like reflective as these two, but I really like this one. It's kind of like a deeper gold bronze. So that is the third shade up here. So I'm gonna take that on a Sigma E54. I would use my finger if I could, but I have long nails on, so I am useless when I have long nails on. And I am going to try this shade dry at first, so I did not wet my brush. Let's see how this applies. Ooh, not bad. Did get some fallout with that shade. Nothing terrible though. I feel like I always get a little bit of fallout with melt shadows, which is why I'm doing my eyes first and my base makeup last. It actually applied really nicely dry. So I just kind of applied that on the inner half of my lid. Now I'm gonna go back to that E25. I have nothing else on this. And I'm just gonna softly blend around that shimmer, mostly right here in the crease and on this outer part of that shade. I kind of want to do like a super black dark outer corner today. I feel like I haven't done that in a minute. Like I haven't really done like an intense eye like this in a second. So should I do that? I did see one person swatch these two black shades, so I want to see what they look like side by side because this is interesting. Why did we need two blacks in one palette? They literally look the same. This is the one on the top that's supposed to have maybe like a little bit of a sheen to it. It definitely does, and this is the matte one. I actually prefer the one on top here, but this was definitely not needed to. You don't need two blacks in a palette. Anyways, I'm gonna take the black on top on a little Sigma E42 brush. So I just have that on the tip of my brush, and I'm just gonna start to lightly deepen out the very outer part of my lid. I don't want to bring this into my outer crease, just the lid. Especially because when I relax my face, I want you to be able to see this darkness right out here. Really like this black though. I definitely don't feel like you can see any kind of sheen to it really though. Now most of that black pigment is off of this brush because I applied it, and now I'm going to bring that brush more towards the center of my lid to kind of blend this spot right here. So I want to get this kind of bronzy gold shade into the black. Actually might pick up a little bit of that. I'm going to do that. I have a tiny bit of that bronzy gold shimmer right here on like the outer 3/4 going into the black. Yeah, I like that. So here is the before and after. And I did get a little bit of fallout with that black shade. Again, nothing terrible, but you don't want black fallout on your like finished base. So again, I'd recommend doing your eyes first. All right, I went ahead and did my face makeup off camera, so let's do the lower lash line. I'm gonna take that medium brown shade on a Sigma E30, and I'm gonna apply that along my entire lower lash line. And I always make sure to connect the shadow to my top lid, so connecting it right out here. Now I'm going to take a Sigma E33 with this shade, and I'm just going to use that to blend out and kind of soften the lower lash line. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the black on my E30 and connect it to the black on my outer corner. So I'm just adding a little bit to the outer part of my lower lash line. Now there isn't really a highlighter shade in the palette, so I'm just going to take a matte white eyeshadow. I'm using the white from the recent Odin's Eye palette, because I really like that matte white inner corner I did on one of those looks. It's just kind of different for me, but I also have like a lot of shimmer on my face, so I wanted to keep this matte in here. All right, I went ahead and finished up the eyes with some mascara and lashes. For my lashes, I'm wearing the Bright Lashes in the style All Naturel. And here's a final close-up of the eyes all done. All right, and here's what the face looks like from far away. I feel like it's been so long since I've done like such a glam look. Does this not bring you back to 2016, just the warm, smoky eye? But honestly, I feel super pretty right now. I cannot tell you what is on my cheeks because I think I layered about 4 different blushes together because it was like too shiny. I needed to mattify it. I just kind of wanted like a perfect matte base today. It's just my cheeks, I don't love how my cheeks look right now, but it's okay. But on my lips, I'm wearing my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip liner with the MAC lipstick in Influentially It. I keep wearing this. I cannot stop wearing this, but I don't think it's available anymore. So I'm sorry, but it's just like a beautiful peachy light nude. And then to finish up the lip, I popped on the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss in Rosy Outlook. I feel like I'm already sweating right now, so I'm gonna spray this Too Faced Makeup Insurance setting spray. I actually haven't really used this before. They sent this to me randomly, so I was like, sure, let's try it out. I really like the mister on it, and I like the spray. It smells similar to the Hangover Primer. It says 18-hour wear, so it's supposed to be like a long-wearing setting spray. I don't know, we'll see. But let's talk about this palette really quick. Honestly, I'm very happy with how it performed today. Like this is exactly the kind of look that I expect to get from Melt Cosmetic Shadows, just because they're so pigmented. Like they really pack a punch, you know? All the shades I used today worked beautifully. I really have no complaints. Actually, no, my 2 complaints are the layout of the palette and then the 2 blacks. Like we do not need 2 blacks, but I really did like this kind of more, I don't want to call it metallic, but maybe like a satiny black. So I'm liking that one. But I do want to mention this is not like a new color story. I'm sure we all have colors very similar to this in our collection. The reason that I picked it up is because I love the Dark Matter stack and I really am a big fan of their eyeshadows, and I just thought it'd be kind of nostalgic to have those shades in this cute little black palette. But I do think if you're new to makeup and you don't own many neutral kind of smoky leaning palettes, this would be a great one to grab because it is really easy to work with. The shades are just beautiful. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up by spraying my Native body spray in the Sea Salt and Cedar scent. Oh, I've just been loving this one. I really like more unisex kind of smells, and this one's unisex to me, and I just love it. Oh, it's so good. I want to say thank you again to Native for sponsoring this video. So again, if you want to check anything out, especially their new deodorant body sprays, the code BRIGHT4 will save you 20%. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.